My name is Evangeline Mukami. I was born and brought up in Embu, and lived an ordinary life. But at around 11 years, I was forced to undergo the CAT, or what we call the female genital mutilation. It's a very painful experience that you wouldn't even wish to anyone. At a tender age, you're just playing. Then one morning, you're called in. There is a so-called the nurse. An injection is given to you. Within no time, you're bleeding, you're feeling pain, yet you're being told, don't cry. You're not being prepared to be a woman. And you see now at this point where your aunties are there, your mother is there, the village women are there. You're wondering what is not happening. Because as a child, the last thing you want to imagine is pain. Even today, because I am a mother, if I tell my son to bring a muiko for punishment, you can see the way they tremble. So at that age, being cut, you don't know where you're being cut, why you're being cut. All those are painful memories that I lived with. I never got a chance to be a child. Things move very fast. You're a woman. Usikae vibaya, jifunge leso, usipande mti. You know those childhood memories. Even in school, you're told you cannot be playing with other people aimlessly. You know, at 11 years, you're in class 2, and I see my son, even after school, they've played in school. Even back in the house, they're still playing. So for me, that's the life I missed. The unfortunate thing was at 12 years, I equally developed a health problem. I didn't know that it was a cyst, but a swelling started on my private parts. One thing is the pain that now I lived with from there. And inability also to date when I was in campus. You know, you can imagine with the growth, with the scars, who are you dating in campus? And every time the FGM, you know, people would mention even in the office when I started working, you're frozen, you freeze, and they're talking it in a very bad way. It's even expectant. You go to see a doctor, the nurse says, "Who did this to you? Who scarred you?" You see, that makes you feel guilty for things that were beyond your control. It's like you had a choice. I felt relieved. I felt the scars. I had series of scars. I had from the multiple surgeries, from the FGM. I didn't know even which scar was for what. But the relieving part is that after the surgery, even the doctor told me, when you'll wake up, you'll be a new person. And for sure, the trust and also the procedure, I think mentally also, I got in touch with myself. For me, it's to engage with the community more, shed more lights, and tell them the side effects. For me, if you tell me the negative part of an activity I am doing, I'm likely to step back and think about it. Prosecution will be there, but very few will be prosecuted, because remember, it's a silent thing in the community, like where I come from. So how will you know about it? How will the police know about it? Even the next door neighbor doesn't know.
FGM is practiced in a family setup. So it is either your mother taking you for FGM, or your father giving saying that you should be taken for FGM, or your grandmother or your aunties. So it is someone in the family who pushes you to go for FGM, or even does the FGM itself. Maybe it's a neighbor who is the cutter, or one of the nurses in the family, or doctors. So it is a very highly secretive activity, and nobody even the girls who are cut are warned not to report to anyone. So you are warned by your family, and because it's your family, you do not want to break that trust they have for you. So most of the time these girls will not report. They will go quiet, and they will live with the consequences of FGM for the rest of their lives, until when they grow older. That's when they sometimes they realize that something wrong was done to them, or this trauma lives with them for the rest of their lives.
When use force, also the communities rebel. They use other ways to hide, and the activity still goes on, because they are the only ones who knows at what point this happens. The chief will not man every home. The police officers will not man every home. So we'll continue pushing them. We either get one and prosecute, and we'll only get the one that have adverse effects like bleeding, where they are taken to the hospitals, then we get to know. But the rest will be silent.
So it is very hard in the family setup for you to report. And we have seen many girls who have reported, and that family tie is completely severed. So this girl cannot go back to her family, and this girl cannot be part of her family anymore. So she will have again to live with that for the rest of her life if she's not reconciled with her family. We used to call it reconciliation, and still call reconciliation, when a girl runs away from either FGM or child marriage, and then the parents put a lot of curses and they say, I don't want to see you, or the parents are jailed. Then it becomes a whole family issue. Then you are made to really carry that cross. We have dealt with so many girls who are going through a lot of pain and psychological trauma because their families have said, we are not taking you back. We've had very high awareness creation through the social media, through the mainstream media, that is TV, print media. We've also had a lot of awareness creation through YouTube channels, and through the local radios. We have a lot of FGM programs running in the local radios, and a lot of awareness creation in our communities. We also, as the Anti-FGM Board, are coordinating a very strategic awareness creation, where we have our partners, the CBOs and NGOs at the community level, carrying out community dialogues, speaking to our people, and really making them understand why FGM should stop. We are having men on board coming and speaking about FGM now. Men had been left behind in this conversation, but we are having more men now speaking about it. We have our gatekeepers at the community level. Within the period between 2019 and 2021, we've had 3 declarations from 3 communities which are considered to practice FGM in a very high manner. We have the Borana at the border of, we have the Gumigayo elders who have done a declaration to end FGM among the Borana community, who live both in Kenya and Ethiopia and all over the world. That is a very big declaration by those elders. Then we have the Kisima declaration by the Samburu elders, who declared to help in ending FGM in their own communities and child marriage. Then we have the Alale declaration by the Pokot elders at the border of Kenya and Uganda. We are seeing that we are getting to zero as we move forward with the campaign.